Hello, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to the session. Today we are going to discussing the powder metallurgy work material. So this is one of the very important topic of powder metallurgy. Already I have prepared a soft copy of the powder metallurgy work material already in front of you. You can able to see the slides I am going to preparing. I think I hope you can able to see the images clearly. My voice is audible to everyone. Hello, hello students. Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, I will start. Don't want to waste the time. I will start. The first point is very important. What are the work materials we are going to use in the powder metallurgy? Everyone mind the common question is arise. What are the materials we are going to use? Largest tonnage of metals are alloy of iron, steel, and aluminum. Other powder metallurgy metals include copper, nickel, and refractory metals such as molybdenum and tungsten. Metallic carbides such as tungsten carbide are often included within the scope of powder metallurgy. Means we know that different metals as well as metals alloys is also we are going to use, okay, as iron, steel, and aluminum. These are the main materials we are going to use, as well as copper, nickel, refractory metals such as molybdenum and tungsten. Tungsten is one of the hardest and this is a high heat resistance materials. Also, this kind of material also we are going to be producing from the powder metallurgy. And third point is metallic carbide such as tungsten carbide are often included within the scope of powder metallurgy. So carbide such as tungsten carbide also often included within the scope of the powder metallurgy. Means these are all the what I going to see in the slide, red colors, which I did that because you can understand very easily. I hope this is a very simple materials chapter will be there. So shall I go for next topic? Okay, I hope you understand the first slide. It's not nothing because your knowledge purpose, just prepare extra slide for you. Okay, shall I go for next topic? Okay, yes. Next topic is very important. I think this is a main part of the powder metallurgy. If you understand these steps, then powder metallurgy will be understand. Basic steps in powder metallurgy. There are total 4 methods are there, 4 steps are there. The first one is powder forming, second one is blending and mixing, and third one is compacting and sintering. A very first point is very important, powder forming. Throughout the model we are going discussing about the powder and steps, method, what are the components we are going to be produced, what is the application of that, what is the advantage of that, what is the disadvantages of powder, that we are going to be throughout the model we are going to be discussing. The first one is very important, what are the different methods we are going to be using the powder metallurgy and form or produce the powder is very important. Okay, one by one I will explain the steps in powder metallurgy. The first one is powder forming. First technique or first method is atomization. Okay, the second one is crushing and milling. Okay, and third one is chemical reduction, and fourth one is electrolytic deposition, and fifth one is condensation. I hope you clearly visible the screen, visible the slide. It is very clearly, it can yes, everyone is able to hear my voice. My voice is audible to everyone. Okay, good, no problem. I will explain. Okay, atomization. We'll come to the point, very important point, the first step or first method of the powder forming, atomization. So even all the 5 methods I have prepared a slide, so with a diagram I will explain the working principle of the each methods. The first one is atomization. Just you have to understand the meaning of atomization. Atom means what? Atom means smallest particle of the element. Smallest particle of the element we call as the atom. That is only smallest particle of the element we are going to be producing in the form of powder, that we call as a atomization process. The process name is called as atomization because we need to produce the powder form. Then we call as a atomization process. The first point is you can able to see in the slide, convert a substance into a very fine particles or droplets. Means atomization means we are going to be converting whatever the substance into a very fine particles is called as atomization. Reduce to atoms. Second point is reduce to atoms. Means whatever the solid part is there, that is going to be converted into the atoms. We are going to be reducing the atom. Means reducing to atom means atoms we are going to producing. We are going to reducing the size or solid part of the material. The third one is break up into small units. If it is big material is there, length and width is having, so you have to break it, form a powder. This is called as atomization. And next slide is a very important working principle of atomization process. Very first I would like to discuss or explain the parts of atomization. You can able to see in the screen, image is appear very clearly. Even image is having a different colors, black, blue, red. Even I label the parts of atomization process. The first one is ladle is there, okay. A second is metal container, and third part is water nozzle is there, and this black color taper section is there, that we call as a atomization chamber. So these are the parts of the atomization. So I will explain. If you not understand also, I will play the video, just you have to watch it. If you not understand, and I explain and ask me. So first I would like to explain the atomization process. So initially we will take the molten metal of the molten metal, then that poured into the ladle. Ladle is filled with the molten metal. Again ladle you have to tilt it, okay. Then that whatever the molten metal is come down into the metal container. The metal container is having a space, it accumulated the large number of molten metal. Then bottom portion of the metal container is having a hole, that the hole, through that hole the whatever the molten metal is coming down, okay. Then both the sides we are going to fix the water nozzle, okay. That water nozzle is having a high pressure, water is continuously come and hitting to the molten metal. How the molten metal is coming down, automatically the same time the water nozzle is also come and strike to the molten metal. When how the molten metal is coming down, the after the heating of water, it will become a small particles and breaking the containers of the molten metal, and it will become a separate. Then whatever the bottom portion of the metal container I show in the slide, black dots are there, that is we call as a atoms. Means what is that? That is a powder forming. What we want to use, the molten metal is converted into a powder. This process we call as atomization. I will repeat once again. Ladle is filled with the molten metal. The ladle is once it filled, then you have to tilt it, that ladle into the metal container. The metal container is having more space, you can fill it containers also. Once it fill it is, then what will happen, the molten bottom portion of the metal container is having a hole. Through that hole the molten metal is coming down, okay. When it is coming, automatically before that only you are going to start the water nozzle. Water nozzle is high pressure and come and hit to the molten metal. The molten metal become a form the powder, whatever the come and get in the atomization chamber. This process we call as a atomization. I hope you understand everyone. If at all not understand, I will play the video, then you will understand very clearly. See here, everyone you have to observe. my dear students, I hope you understand very clearly because very such a nice video and very simple, very short also. So I hope you are understanding the video. Okay. So next I would like to start the next slide. That is next next process. So I think this is the second method to form the powder. The first method I hope you understand, atomization process. Okay, I think one more method is also there, vacuum atomization. Okay, that is also very simple. You can see it in a video also in YouTube is available. You can understand. The once you concept understand the atomization, there is nothing in that vacuum you will be able to understand. We will come to the second point. It's crushing and milling. Okay, a very important topic this also. I hope everyone knows that what is the meaning of the crushing as well as what the meaning of milling also. So first we'll come to the crushing point. What we'll do, the two wheelers we are going to attach one over the other. This we are having the gap between the two drums. Then whatever the from the top portion of the drums we are going to put the solid part of that metals. Then after the crushing, it going to be become a small particles. I can call it as a powder particles. You will get it. Then whatever the arrow mark is coming down, that you can clearly understand that it is going to form by the crushing, the form the powder in the by using the crushing method. So this is one of the crushing for metal forming or you can powder forming method in the powder metallurgy. So two diagrams are in the slide. So one slide is the first one is the I think crushing, and second one is the ball milling. Ball milling is very important. So how we are going to generating, how we are going to produce the powder, it's very important. So ball milling means, we know that in the slide you can able to see that image very clearly. So it is having a ball shape drum is there, which drum is filled with some other particles of the particles. When it started rotating it continuously, what will happen along with the drum, its particles will start rotating. If the material also start rotating continuously, once it rotating, what will happen due to the centrifugal force? Okay, once it rotating, due to the centrifugal force, that what will happen, whatever the material you're going to use, that material will come and hit to the opposite of the drum. So this process is continuous. Due to the continuous rotating, it is what will happen, it is come and hitting to the each and every time the material will get converted into a powder particles. Means crushing and milling. So these two methods mainly we are going to use for the making powder, producing powder. Best example is flour mill. Okay, what will do, rice or something you can take the seed, put into the whatever the container, that container will going to allow to the seed to the whatever the between the stone. So what you can both the things will be compressed each other, then it will going to form the powder. Okay, like that only crushing and milling will going to happen. So I hope you understand the crushing and milling. No need to show the diagram of video and all, because this I think it's a very familiar with means everyone can understand this, because it is a very simple technique to form the powder. I hope you understand. I think I will go for the next slide. Okay, yes. Shall we go for next S1? This is very important. The third one is the third method of the powder metallurgy. Powder forming third method is electrolytic deposition. It's a very important. I think clear images appear on the laptop on your screen. Just you have to see the diagram of electrolytic depositions. Before discussing the explanation of the working of electrolytic deposition, I would like to discuss the parts. Here very important thing is electrolyte solution is there. Means solution means it is having a salt content, okay, and as well as electric energy also there, means power supply will be there, that is DC, direct current power supply will be there. And you can able to see in the slide positive and negative terminals are there. Positive terminal is going to be connected anode and negative is cathode. So inside the container you can blue color positive ions are there, that we call as a charged particles. Then solution we call as a fluid. These the basic parts of components of the electrolytic deposition. I would like to explain how this method is help to form the powder. It's very important. Everyone mind the question is this only because this is new for us, and a very we are very curious about this and very interested about this. How this electrolytic depositions can be able to produce the powder. I want to know that. So don't worry, my students. I would like to explain very nicely. Okay, electrolytic deposition. The main thing is electrolyte. It's having a salt content. Anode is okay. Instead of anode means anode place, we are going to be using the material copper, and in right side negative term cathode is 0. In that time, in that place, we are going to use the aluminum. Here, ion charged particles are moving from anode to cathode. Okay, because negative positive is there. So anyhow, we know that from the positive to negative, the electron charges charged electron particles are moving towards the cathode. Anode is act as a anode is copper and cathode is aluminum. We know that it's a gaining and losing properties are there. Atoms gaining and losing atoms of the materials. When it start both the aluminum as well as copper will dip into the electrolyte, you switch on just you have to give the power supply. What will happen? The energy is going to be start moving from negative to positive. What will happen? That's from the slowly from the copper to aluminum, the copper particles will be charged particles will start moving from cathode anode to cathode. After that, it's a copper is start the losing the atoms inside the electrolyte solution. Copper is start losing the atoms. Whatever the atoms is charged particles are there, that losing things will going to be attraction each other to the cathode. It's going to be deposited on the aluminum side. Means cathode side, whatever the anode particles, it's losing the ions, and cathode side it's gaining the atoms. Okay, it's going to be collected on the aluminum surface above the copper particles will be deposited. After that, you can take that aluminum and separate it to the aluminum copper. You will get the powder. So this is one of the very interesting method to form the powder, that is a electrolytic deposition. I hope you understand. If at all not understand, I will show the video, then you people will understand very nicely. Okay. So I would like to play now. Yes, I hope you understand the basic principle of working principle of the electrolyte, how it is going to work with the video I have shown. I have explained already also. I hope everyone has understanding the electrolytic deposition. Shall I go for next method? Yes. I would like to share the next slide. One more next method is the fourth one, that is chemical reduction. So already we go through the three methods. We are understanding very clearly how we are going to form the powder. Solid particle become how you going to form the powder is, we know that the first method is atomization, how you going to form the powder, and second one is crushing and milling, and third one is electrolytic deposition, and the fourth one is chemical reaction. Just in the slide you can able to see the chemical reactions are there. Just you understand what is the reaction, what gives the meaning of that. So if you understand the reactions, then you will understand very clearly what is chemical reduction. Chemically we are going to be reducting, chemically we are going to forming the powder. That is the method is name is called as chemical reduction. Fe3O4 ferrous ferric oxide become plus 3 carbon monoxide is equal to FeO ferric oxide ferrous oxide plus 3 CO2 means carbon dioxide FeO. So ferrous oxide plus carbon monoxide, Fe ferrous iron plus CO2, and C plus half O2 is equal to carbon monoxide. So I repeat once again, Fe3O4 ferrous ferric oxide. Okay, FeO is a ferrous oxide, Fe3O4 is a ferrous ferric oxide, and Fe is a iron. Okay, just you have to understand these things. Chemical name of the FeO and Fe3O, I told that already, you have to remember it. Means that you can just you have to observe here, FeO ferrous oxide we are getting, okay, Fe iron we are getting. So means due to the reaction according to the chemical process, we are going to be generating the iron, copper like material we are going to be producing in the form of powder. So this is also one of the important method to generate or produce the powder. So I hope you understand everyone. So just I will read. If magnetic ore is used, then the following reactions will take place. Fe3O4 plus 3CO, arrow mark, FeO plus 3CO2, FeO plus CO, Fe plus CO2, C plus half O2 in the arrow mark CO. Slide it is very clear, just I am reading because already explanations got over. I think many of them have doubts. Just read. Decomposition of the limestone generates carbon dioxide, which oxides the carbon in the coke to form carbon monoxide. The ferrous iron oxide is further reduced by the carbon monoxide to metallic iron. Desulfurization occurs in a parallel, which reduction by the reactions between the gas and suppliers present in the ore, resulting in gaseous sulfide compounds, which in turn react with lime to form calcium sulfide. So this is the fourth method, important method and very interesting method, is chemical reduction. Shall I go for next slide? The last method is condensation, very important. I hope everyone has understand this. This is one of the very interesting and important method, condensation of. This is the last method of the forming the powder. So that is in the powder metallurgy very important, condensation, because everyone knows that already we have studied in the basic thermodynamics or else applied thermodynamics. Condensation process, we know that. What is the meaning of condensation? Condensation means, if for example water is there, room temperature, the water temperature it's maybe nearly 24 or 25, you can hear 35 degrees Celsius. If you start heating that, so it will reach up to boiling point, means it is a nearly 90 plus degrees Celsius, or you can call it as a 90 degrees Celsius. In that time water will become a form, is a boiling. It's a boiling process. It is water will start in the steam. Water will start as steam. If you that whatever the steam is forming, after stop forming the steam, if you kept in some cold condition, that steam will become a water. This process, whatever the steam will become a water, the conversion is called, that we call as condensation. Again steam will become converted into water. This process we call as a condensation. Same technique, same methodology over applying over here. Just you have to see the slide, you can understand very clearly. In this method, metals are boiled or evaporated to produce metal wafer, which are then condensed in a vacuum cylinder to form metal powders. Means in this method, the sense condensation method, metals are boiled. We are going to start boiling similarly. How the water is going to start boiling, here also we are going to start the boiling the metals or evaporated to produce metal. When the metal start boiling, the metal start boiling. After that, what will happen? It will start evaporating to produce the metal vapor. The metals are there. The metal is going to start vaporing, which are then condensed in a vacuum cylinder to form the metal powders. Whatever the evaporated metals are there, metal is there, that you have to condense in a vacuum cylinder to form the metal powder. So this is one of the metal forming method. The name of the method is condensation in the powder metallurgy. Okay, I hope, I think understand everyone, because very simple and very short concept. I came with the slide for you people for your understanding. I have shown the images, I have shown the slides, I have shown the videos of few also. I hope you understand all the 5 methods of powder metallurgy. Once again, just I will summarize the things what we will discussing the today. Just I will summarize, just I will do the recall of that. So first one is atomization process, atomization, and second one is crushing and milling. The third one is electrolytic deposition. The fourth one is which one? Condensation, and the fifth one is last process is which one? Crushing and milling and chemical reduction. Okay, so these are the very important methods I have discussed with a slide, with a diagram, with a video. Okay, I hope you understand everyone. Okay, we are already think discussed the different methods of powder forming methods. We are discussed among the 4 steps. We are discussed only one step detailed. Another remaining 3 steps are remaining. Okay, I hope next, whatever the next class, maybe we will going to be discuss another the 3 math steps are there, like like sorry for that, like mixing and blending, and third one is compacting, and the fourth one is sintering. These are the steps remaining, left parts are there, so we are not discussed. So maybe the coming class I would like to brought the detailed idea and detailed images and related videos. I will came with the new things. Please, you people are attend the classes regularly. Even I told that take it serious. Online classes, don't neglect online classes. Not only my subject, all the classes you have to attend it. It's a very horrible time to take the classes and the offline classes. So please, it's we don't know that how much days will going to be they happen lockdown, when it going to be open also. I think maybe it's May end up to it's enlarged up to the May end. So please, you have to come and attend it, and you have to understand the concept. Attendance will be very compulsory is there. Please, you have to pass a message to friends also. Those who are not attending still, those who are facing problem, you have to inform us. Then you have to talk with us. Then only come to know that what you are going to facing the problem, how you are going to and then what if the when once you ask the question problems, then we will come with the solution. We'll do some alternative solutions for you students. The thing is that you have to get ready for the exams. All the best, and thank you. Bye bye. I'll come with the tomorrow. Bye. Okay. Thank you very much. 1 minute. Okay.